World Cup 2026 officially kicked off, and with the very first whistle, history wrote itself once again. Mexico faced South Africa in the opening match in front of 80,000 fans at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. And before that, a massive opening ceremony featuring global stars led by Shakira turned the stadium into a concert before it transformed into a real football battle. The final result? Mexico won 2-0 in the opening match of World Cup 2026. But behind this result lies a much bigger story, and we are going to break it all down for you. Stay with me. Before we talk about the match itself, there's a crucial point we need to highlight. This wasn't just an ordinary opener. It was a match loaded with history. The two nations had previously met in the very first match of the 2010 tournament, hosted by South Africa, which ended in a 1-1 draw, with the hosts taking the lead before Marquez equalized for Mexico in the final minutes. And today, 16 years later, they faced each other again in an opening match. And this marks the first repeat of an opening match fixture in World Cup history, since the modern tradition of an official opening match began, with no repeat occurring since the 1974 World Cup. Just imagine the scale of that historical coincidence. And that's not all. Mexico had been carrying a long-standing curse in opening matches, having failed to win any of their previous 7 appearances, settling for 2 draws and 5 losses. In other words, Mexico walked onto that pitch today carrying a burden that was nearly a century old. The whistle blew, and from the very first minute, Mexico imposed their dominance clearly. Just a few minutes later, the opening goal arrived. Julian Quiñones scored Mexico's first goal in the 9th minute, after a strong start from the hosts, who controlled the flow of the game. And with that goal, Quiñones achieved something historic, becoming the first player to score in the entirety of the 2026 tournament. But the drama didn't wait long. In the 49th minute, the first shock of the match occurred. South Africa's midfielders Sifiso Sitole received the first red card after denying Mexico a clear one-on-one chance. From this point on, South Africa were forced to play with 10 men, and the task became nearly impossible. With a numerical advantage, Mexico pushed harder and harder, and in the 67th minute the killer blow arrived. Raúl Jiménez extended the lead with a second goal via a precise header, assisted by his teammate Roberto Alvarado, a brilliant goal that confirmed El Tri's complete control of the match. But the match wasn't done with its drama yet. In the 84th minute, South Africa's Themba Zwane received a straight red card following a violent challenge confirmed by VAR, leaving South Africa to play with just 9 men. It seemed like this night simply wasn't South Africa's night, no matter what. And in the final moments, something nobody expected happened. In the 90+2 minute, Mexico's own Cesar Montes was sent off as well. Yes, even the winning side ended the match with 10 men. A match that saw 3 red cards in a single opening night, an incredibly rare number in World Cup history. Now let's look at the numbers that confirm everything we've just discussed. Possession came in at 61% for Mexico compared to 39% for South Africa, a figure that reflects complete control over the flow of the game. In terms of shots, the gap was glaring. Mexico fired 16 shots compared to just 3 for South Africa, with 4 on target compared to only 2 for the hosts. As for expected goals, Mexico recorded an XG of 1.42 compared to just 0.08 for South Africa, an incredibly low number that shows South Africa barely created any real danger throughout the entire match. On the disciplinary side, the match ended with 4 yellow cards and 3 red cards combined between both teams, a remarkable number that places this match firmly in World Cup record books. And because the venue matters just as much as the result, the Azteca Stadium, which hosted this opening match, is no ordinary stadium. It is one of the most iconic stadiums in World Cup history, having hosted the finals of both 1970 and 1986, and witnessed legendary moments from icons like Pelé and Maradona. And this tournament, the stadium is scheduled to host 5 matches, including group stage games for Mexico and knockout stage encounters. A pitch that has witnessed legends before and today witnesses a brand new chapter of the World Cup. On an emotional level, this win means far more than just 3 points. Mexico ended a long streak of negative results in World Cup opening matches, finally securing their first-ever opening match victory in tournament history after decades of failure. And with this match, Mexico extended their record as the nation that has played the most opening matches in World Cup history, now standing at 8 matches.
Mexico now begins their campaign with a full 3 points and incredibly high morale in front of their home crowd. South Africa, on the other hand, must recover quickly after a brutal night that saw 2 red cards and an overall lackluster performance. And so, World Cup 2026 began in the best possible way. Goals, drama, and historic numbers, all in a single match. Mexico got off to a flying start, while South Africa need to regroup fast because the road ahead is long. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Mexico has what it takes to go further than the round of 16 this time? And who was your player of the match?